Have you ever stopped and asked yourself, who is my biggest enemy? It's an interesting question, and most people will quickly point their finger outward. They may think of a difficult boss who makes their work life stressful, a strict teacher who seems to expect too much, or even a rival who always seems to be doing better. We often believe the enemy is someone who stands in our way, someone who creates obstacles, or someone who does not want to see us succeed. But the truth is much deeper, and if you dare to look closely, you will see it clearly. Your biggest enemy is not another person. Your biggest enemy is not society. Your biggest enemy is not even the challenges around you. Your biggest enemy is the person you see in the mirror every single day. Yes, your real battle is you versus you. This idea might sound surprising, but it is also very powerful. Think about it carefully. How many times have you stopped yourself from moving forward? Not because of someone else, but because of your own excuses. How many times have you chosen comfort over growth? Not because another person forced you, but because your own mind whispered that it was easier to stay the same. The truth is, the outside world may bring challenges, but those challenges are not the main reason we fail. The real reason is often inside us. Our own fears hold us back. Our own laziness keeps us weak. Our own doubts make us quit before we even begin. Once you truly understand this, everything changes. You begin to realize that the fight you need to win is not against other people. It is against a weaker version of yourself. You don't need to defeat society. You don't need to destroy your rivals. You don't even need to wait for perfect conditions. What you need is to discipline your own mind. You need to fight against your own excuses. You need to challenge your own fear. You need to silence the lazy voice inside that tells you to wait until tomorrow. And here is the most powerful part. The moment you see this truth, you suddenly take back your power. You no longer blame others for your failures. You no longer sit around waiting for things to get easier. Instead, you understand that strength, growth, and progress all begin with you. You become responsible for your own destiny. This is the real journey of self-mastery. When you finally realize that the only opponent who can truly stop you is the person you see in the mirror. Chapter 1. The Hidden Battle Inside. Every morning when you open your eyes, something begins immediately, a battle that most people never even notice. This is not a battle with someone else, not a battle with your job, not a battle with your circumstances. This is a battle inside your own mind, and it is the most important battle of your life. Two voices speak to you every single day, quietly, almost like shadows that follow you. One voice is comfortable and easy. It says, "Stay in bed a little longer. You are tired. You deserve the rest." It promises comfort, safety, and ease. It wants to protect you from hard work and discomfort, and it will try to convince you that you are fine as you are. This voice will make excuses for you, telling you that waiting, delaying, and avoiding is better than trying. The other voice is different. It is challenging, demanding, and sometimes even uncomfortable. It whispers, "Get up, push yourself. Today is another chance to grow. Today is another chance to move closer to your dreams." This voice is the voice of your stronger self. It knows that success, growth, and confidence do not come from staying in your comfort zone. It knows that every small step forward builds strength and character. It reminds you that the only way to improve is to face the small challenges, even when they feel uncomfortable or difficult. These voices do not speak only in the morning. They speak all day, every day. One voice says, "Don't try. You might fail. People might laugh at you. You are not ready." The other voice says, "Try anyway. Even if you fail, failure will teach you something. Every attempt is a step closer to success. Every effort makes you stronger." This is a hidden battle inside you, a battle that decides whether you will grow, whether you will achieve, and whether you become the person you truly want to be. Here's the truth. The voice you listen to most often shapes your life. If you constantly listen to the voice of weakness, you will become weak. You will avoid challenges. You will settle for comfort over growth. You will live a life full of regrets, wishing you had tried harder or done more. But if you listen to the voice of strength, if you choose action over comfort, effort over excuses, and courage over fear, you will build a strong life. You will become someone capable, confident, and unstoppable. This battle is not decided in one dramatic moment. It is not about a single choice or a single day. It is decided in the small, daily choices that seem unimportant at first. Do you get out of bed when your alarm rings? Or do you hit snooze one more time? Do you exercise? Or do you sit on the couch scrolling through social media? Do you face a difficult conversation with honesty? Or do you avoid it because it feels uncomfortable? Do you study, practice, or work on your skills? Or do you let distractions take over? Each of these choices may look small and simple, but together they create your habits. Your habits create your character, and your character creates your destiny. The hidden battle inside is constant. It never stops. Every day, every hour, every moment, you have the opportunity to listen to the stronger voice. You have the opportunity to challenge the weaker voice and prove to yourself that you are capable of more. Life does not test you with one single huge challenge. Life tests you with many small decisions. Each time you choose a stronger path, you win a little. Each time you choose comfort and avoidance, the weak voice wins a little. Over time, these small victories and losses add up, and they determine the direction of your life. Understanding this battle is the first step to winning it. Once you see it clearly, you can take control. You can start to recognize the moments when the weak voice is speaking and consciously choose to follow the strong voice instead. You can take responsibility for your own growth, for your own success, and for your own happiness. This is the secret most people never understand. The biggest battle you will ever fight is inside yourself. Win this battle, and the rest of life becomes easier. Lose it, and life will always feel like a struggle. Chapter 2. Stop blaming the outside world. It is very easy to look around and find reasons why we cannot succeed. We see obstacles everywhere. We see people who have more money, better opportunities, or stronger connections. And we think that life is unfair. Many times we say things like, "I can't succeed because my parents didn't support me," or "I don't have enough money," or "my country doesn't give opportunities." These words feel real when we say them. They feel like truth. But if you look closer, you will see that these are often just excuses. excuses that your weaker self creates to protect you from responsibility, excuses that give you a reason not to try, a reason not to grow, and a reason not to fight for the life you want. Of course, life is not fair. Of course, people are born in different situations. Some are born into wealth, some into poverty. Some have strong support, some have none. These realities are true, but notice one thing. Life being unfair does not stop some people from rising. Many people have been born in poverty. Many have come from broken families, and many have faced failure after failure, yet they have built powerful lives. They became successful, respected, and strong. How did they do it? They did not wait for life to become fair. They did not blame others for what they did not have. They understood a very important truth. The real fight was never outside. It was always inside. The weak self will always try to blame someone or something. It will tell you that the world is against you, that circumstances are too hard, and that other people are responsible for your failures. It will whisper, if only things were different, I could succeed. But the strong self says the opposite. It says, stop blaming others. Take responsibility for your life. Find a way to succeed, even when conditions are hard. The moment you listen to that voice, something powerful happens. You stop waiting for someone else to save you. You stop waiting for the perfect opportunity. You stop hoping that life will change on its own. When you hold yourself accountable, you unlock a power that is stronger than money, stronger than connections, and stronger than luck. You begin to realize that your thoughts, your actions, and your decisions create your results. You begin to see that even if circumstances are difficult, you still have choices. You can choose to complain, or you can choose to act. You can choose to let fear control you, or you can choose to face fear. You can choose to stay in the same place, or you can choose to move forward step by step every day. Once you embrace this mindset, excuses start to lose their power over you. You stop saying, I can't, and start saying, I will find a way. You stop saying, someone else should help me, and start saying, I will help myself. You stop waiting for life to hand you an opportunity, and start creating opportunities yourself. You start pushing past laziness, past fear, and past doubt. You begin to fight your own weak self, which is far stronger than any outside obstacle. The most successful people in the world share one thing in common. They understood that blaming others will never lead to growth. They understood that life may give challenges, but challenges are not excuses. Challenges are opportunities to prove to yourself that you are stronger than your doubts. Challenges are opportunities to rise above your circumstances. And the truth is simple. If you can master your mind, your actions, and your decisions, nothing outside can stop you. The world does not need to be fair for you to succeed. Your strength, your discipline, and your courage are enough to create the life you want. So today, stop looking outside for reasons why you cannot succeed. Stop blaming parents, teachers, friends, or society. Stop waiting for the perfect conditions. Instead, look inside. Take responsibility for yourself. Fight your own excuses. Push past your fears. And remember this, the moment you stop blaming the outside world is the moment you take control of your own life. The moment you take control of your life is the moment you become unstoppable. Chapter 3, The Two Versions of You. Inside each person, there exists a hidden struggle. It is quiet, yet powerful. It affects every choice you make, every action you take, and every moment of your life. This struggle is between two versions of yourself. One is a weaker version, and the other is the stronger version. Understanding these two versions is the key to understanding why some people succeed, while others remain stuck in the same place. The first version is what we call the weak you. This part of yourself wants comfort. It wants safety. It wants the easiest, most comfortable path, even if it leads nowhere. The weak you is afraid of pain, afraid of failure, afraid of what others might think. It loves excuses because excuses give it permission not to act. It says things like, I'll start tomorrow, or I'm not ready yet, or someone else should do it for me. The weak you hides from challenges. It avoids responsibility. It seeks temporary relief instead of long-term growth. And the more you listen to this version, the smaller your life becomes. Every time you let it win, you choose regret over achievement, fear over courage, and comfort over progress. The second version is the strong you. This part of yourself knows your potential. It sees the possibilities within you, even when the weak you cannot. The strong, you understand that growth requires effort and discipline. It knows that pain, failure, and challenges are not enemies. They are tools to build strength, character, and resilience. The strong you says, I'll start now, or I can try, even if I fail, or I will take responsibility for my life. It does not seek comfort at the expense of growth. It does not make excuses. Instead, it faces the hard choices, embraces discipline, and takes action even when it is difficult. The strong. You understand that the small decisions you make every day shape your entire future. Every decision you make is a vote for one of these two versions. Choosing to stay in bed 5 minutes longer is a vote for the weak you. Choosing to get up, exercise, or work on your goals is a vote for the strong you. Choosing to complain, to blame, or to avoid responsibility strengthens the weak you. Choosing to face fear, to push yourself, and to do what is hard strengthens the strong you. And here is the crucial point. No one else can vote for you. The world cannot force you to be strong. The world cannot force you to grow. Only you can choose which version of yourself wins today. Feeding the weak. You may feel comfortable in the short term, but it comes at a cost. It slowly builds a life filled with regret, disappointment, and lost potential. Every excuse you make, every fear you listen to, every shortcut you take adds another brick to a wall that separates you from the person you could have been. On the other hand, feeding the strong you, even in small ways every day, create a life of growth, achievement, and pride. Each act of discipline, each brave step, each decision to face discomfort strengthens your character and brings you closer to your true potential. Remember this. Life is not a battle against other people. Life is a battle against yourself. Every day, you will face choices that test the weak you and the strong you. Every day, you have the power to feed one version and starve the other. The question you must ask yourself constantly is which version of me am I choosing today? The more you choose the strong you, the easier it becomes to ignore the weak you. The more you feed the strong you, the stronger it becomes, until eventually It becomes your natural way of living. It is always you versus you. No one else controls your habits, your decisions, or your growth. The battle inside you determines the life you live, the opportunities you create, and the person you become. Winning this battle is not easy, but it is the only way to live a life without regrets, a life full of pride, and a life where you can look in the mirror and say, I became the best version of myself because I chose strength over weakness. Chapter 4: How to Win Against a Weak You. Winning the battle against a weak you is not about being perfect. It is not about eliminating every bad habit instantly or achieving greatness overnight. True victory comes from building habits and routines that gradually make the strong you louder and stronger than the weak you. It comes from choosing action over excuses, courage over fear, and growth over comfort every single day. The strong you grows through repetition, through conscious decisions, and through daily victories, no matter how small, to help you strengthen your stronger self. There are some principles you can follow, guidelines that will give you a framework to win against your weaker self. The first principle is to start with small wins. Many people make the mistake of trying to change everything at once. They set massive goals, expecting themselves to instantly become disciplined, fearless, and unstoppable. But this is unrealistic. Change begins with small steps. For example, waking up 30 minutes earlier than usual may seem insignificant, but it sends a strong message to your mind. I am in control. I can decide how to start my day. Drinking water instead of soda, reading 10 pages of a book instead of watching television, or taking a short walk instead of scrolling on your phone may seem minor. But these small victories accumulate over time. Each small win tells your mind that you are capable of discipline and self-control. The weak. You dislike small wins because they demand effort and attention. But when you win even in small ways, the strong you grows, and the weak habits that once dominated your life begin to lose their power. The second principle is to choose discipline over motivation. Motivation is a feeling. It comes and goes. Some days you feel energetic, inspired, and ready to take on the world. Other days you feel tired, uninspired, and ready to give up. If you rely only on motivation, you will fail more often than you succeed because feelings are temporary. Discipline, however, is a decision. Discipline means doing what needs to be done, even when you do not feel like it. It means pushing yourself to complete a task, to exercise, to learn, or to face challenges, even when every part you want to avoid it. Building discipline is like building a muscle. At first, it may feel uncomfortable and heavy, but the more you practice it, the stronger it becomes. Over time, discipline becomes a habit, and the strong you naturally begins to dominate the weak you. The third principle is to face fear directly. Fear is a natural part of life. Everyone feels it. The weak. You use this fear as an excuse to stay small, to avoid failure, and to remain comfortable. But the strong, you seize fear differently. Fear is a signal, not a stop sign. It tells you where growth is possible. Every time you face a fear, it becomes smaller and less powerful. Speak up when you are afraid of being judged. Take action when you fear failure. Try something new even when you are nervous about the outcome. Each time you confront fear, you strengthen your courage and your confidence. The weak. You may whisper that danger or shame is waiting, but the strong you knows that the only true danger is living a life dominated by fear. By confronting fear repeatedly, you train yourself to act despite discomfort, and you begin to live a life that the weak you could never imagine. The fourth principle is to compete with your yesterday, not with others. One of the biggest traps of the weak you is comparison. It is easy to look at other people's success, their skills, or their achievements and feel small, inadequate, or unworthy. This is a powerful tool that strengthens the weak you because it distracts you from your own growth. The strong you, however, knows that the only person you should compete with is the person you were yesterday. If today you are even 1% better than you were yesterday, you are winning. This could mean learning a new word, completing a small task you avoided, or taking one extra step toward a long-term goal. By measuring progress against your own past self, rather than compare yourself to others, you maintain focus, stay motivated, and consistently grow. Competition with others is unpredictable and endless, but competition with yourself is a challenge you can always meet. The fifth principle is to stay consistent. Consistency is the secret weapon of the strong you. Doing one push-up every day is far more powerful than doing 100 push-ups once and then quitting. Reading 10 minutes every day is better than reading one book in a week and then stopping for a month. Consistency builds momentum, and momentum builds confidence. Habits are formed through repetition, not through sporadic bursts of effort. The weak you resist consistency because it demands patience and persistence, but the strong you thrives on it. Consistency slowly rewires your mind, strengthens your discipline, and builds habits that will serve you for a lifetime. It is also important to understand that winning against the weak you does not mean you will never fail. Failure is a part of growth. Even the strongest version of yourself will sometimes make mistakes, fall short, or give in to weakness. The difference is that the strong you does not allow these failures to define you. The weak you views failure as a reason to quit. The strong you views failure as feedback, a lesson, and a stepping stone to improvement. Each time you fail, reflect on what went wrong, learn from it, and take action again. This resilience is what separates those who succeed from those who remain stuck. Another key element is to create an environment that supports the strong you. Surround yourself with people, habits, and routines that push you toward growth. Remove distractions that feed laziness. Limit activities that reinforce excuses. Fill your life with books, mentors, and examples of perseverance. Your environment can either strengthen the weak you or strengthen the strong you. The more intentional you are about what you allow into your life, the stronger your version of yourself will become. Finally, remember that winning against a weak you is a journey, not a destination. It requires patience, persistence, and practice. Some days you'll succeed easily. Other days, the weak, you will feel stronger and you may stumble. That is normal. What matters is not never failing. It is rising each time, choosing again and continuing to feed the strong you. Over time, these repeated choices compound, transforming your character, your confidence, and your life. By starting with small wins, building discipline, facing fear, competing with your yesterday, and staying consistent, you gradually silence the weak you. You develop habits, attitudes, and mindsets that make the strong you the natural leader of your life. This is how ordinary people become extraordinary. This is how you take control of your mind, your actions, and your destiny. This is how you win the ultimate battle, the one that matters most, you versus you. Chapter 5, The Reward of Self-Mastery. When you finally learn to win the battle against yourself, life begins to change in ways you may never have imagined. The moment you choose the strong you over the weak, you start to trust yourself. You stop questioning your ability to take action, to make good decisions, and to handle challenges. That trust is powerful. It is a quiet confidence that no one can take away from you. You no longer make promises you cannot keep because you know that your word matters first to yourself and then to others. You begin to see that the only person whose opinion truly shapes your life is your own. The doubts, judgments, and criticisms of others may still exist, but they no longer control your choices or your happiness. Before mastering yourself, it is common to feel small when others succeed. You may have compared yourself constantly to peers, colleagues, or friends, and felt discouraged by their achievements. You may have measured your life against theirs and thought, I am behind, I am not enough. But when you master yourself, this changes completely. You stop comparing yourself to others because you realize that your growth is unique. Your achievements, progress, and journey belong only to you. Instead of feeling small, you feel inspired. You see the success of others as a reminder of what is possible, not as proof of your own limitations. Your focus turns inward on your improvement, your discipline, and your progress. This shift of focus from others to yourself is a defining characteristic of the strong you. When you consistently overcome your own weaknesses, you no longer live in regret. The regrets that once weighed on your heart, missed opportunities, unkept promises, or moments of fear that held you back, begin to fade. You accept that some mistakes are inevitable. But you also know that every choice you make now is an intentional step toward growth. The weak, you may have kept you trapped in hesitation and fear, but the strong you frees you. You realize that your past does not define you. Your choices today define you, and that freedom from regret is priceless because it allows you to live fully without being chained by the past. Instead of regret, you start to feel pride. You feel proud of every small win, every disciplined action, every fear you faced, and every habit you built. That pride is not arrogance. It is the satisfaction of knowing that you are taking responsibility for your life. You feel powerful because you are no longer dependent on luck, opportunity, or the actions of others. You understand that real power comes from within, from your choices, your habits, and your mindset. You feel unstoppable because you have proven to yourself that no matter what life throws at you, you can handle it. Challenges no longer intimidate you. Setbacks no longer defeat you, and fear no longer controls you. You lead yourself, and in doing so, you take control of your destiny. The greatest victory in life is not money, fame, or power. These things are temporary, external, and often outside your control. True victory is mastering yourself. Self-mastery means that you can control your thoughts, your emotions, and your actions. It means you choose growth over comfort, discipline over laziness, and courage over fear every single day. When you master yourself, everything else follows naturally. Opportunities that once seemed impossible now feel achievable. Challenges that once seemed overwhelming now become steps on your path. Relationships improve because you bring your best self into them. And even when life is difficult, you remain calm, focused, and resilient. Self-mastery is the ultimate freedom. It allows you to live life on your own terms. No longer are you a slave to the weak you, to fear, to laziness, or to doubt. You are the leader of your own mind. You are the commander of your own actions. And with this leadership comes a life filled with purpose, fulfillment, and possibility. The strong you is not just a better version of yourself. It is the version that can achieve anything, overcome any obstacle, and live without limits. So remember this. Every choice, every habit, every act of discipline you take is preparing you for the ultimate reward. The reward is not material. It is the strength, freedom, and confidence that comes from mastering yourself. Once you reach this stage, life becomes easier, clearer, and far more rewarding. You are no longer fighting against the outside world because you've already won the most important battle, you versus you. And that victory is forever. Conclusion, you versus you. At the end of the day, it does not matter who doubts you. It does not matter who supports you. It does not matter where you come from, what challenges you face, or how difficult life feels. These things are outside your control. What truly matters is which version of you wins. The weak you that seeks comfort, avoids responsibility, and fears failure. Or the strong you that faces challenges, takes action, and grows stronger every single day. The real battle is not with other people. It is with yourself. It is quiet, invisible, and ongoing, but it is the battle that defines the life you will live. Every morning when you wake up, two voices speak to you, and every choice you make is a vote for one version of yourself over the other. Every decision, no matter how small, matters. Will you get out of bed and take the first step toward progress? Or will you stay in comfort and delay your growth? Will you face your fears, push through your doubts, and take action? Or will you allow the weak you to control your day? These are not just moments. They are the building blocks of your character, your discipline, and your future. Here at English Achieve, we believe that understanding this battle is the key to personal transformation. The journey to mastery begins when you accept responsibility for yourself, when you stop blaming others, and when you commit to become the strongest version of yourself. The path is not easy, but the reward is priceless. Pride, confidence, freedom, and unstoppable momentum come to those who choose the strong you consistently. So today, ask yourself this question. Who will win today? Will it be the weak you that keeps you small, or the strong you that leads you toward growth, achievement, and greatness? Every choice matters. Every action counts. It is always you versus you, and the winner is entirely up to you.